and this is going to teach him a lot about planning, organizing, running a business on his own now. And you don't really get that kind of education while you're a football player. But with a channel like this where he's getting feedback from the people in real time, reading the comments as many as he can and trying to build from it and see how we react to it, that is not that is so Erling Haaland has just started a YouTube channel. Here is why I think he may have just revolutionized football forever. Hello Northerner, welcome back. This is the first video that I am ever going to that I have uploaded in the art zone, the red zone. And well, this is the zone where we do a bit of gossip, certain information or certain news that I find talk worthy. I will try to share them here. My opinions, obviously this is more personalized because I'm sharing my views and my opinions on these topics. So if you're, interested in a bit of gossip, this is the place to be. Obviously, I'm open to you sharing your ideas on what I should talk about and the right and the likes. But yeah, basically, this is the culture zone, like the name implies. We're going to be surfing different cultures, as it relates to people living their lives and as I live my life. And then it's going to be like a mixture of both. But today we're going to be talking about Erling. And well, what he's done, was the first time I clicked on this video and I watched the whole thing, I felt something. Do you know what I mean? And I just thought to share it. What I think is the potential in his channel. So without any further ado, let's dive right into it. In order for me to kind of quantify why I think Haaland may have just revolutionized football forever, in order for me to do that, I have to place myself first. So basically, I've been a football fan all my life. And well, if you have clicked on this video, you must be a football enthusiast yourself because, I mean, it either interests you or it doesn't. So I think for you to be here, then you must share the same sentiment as I do, as I. But basically, I've been a Manchester City fan since 2017, 2018, give or take. And well, a longish time, 7, 8 years, I reckon. So it's not bad, eh? But yeah, I'm not gonna say I've been a Man City fan for the longest time. I mean, I'm fairly new, and at that time, I'd never really picked a club or anything. I just watched football with my dad, and I know the feelings, the emotions that I felt anytime that I did. They were so genuine, and even today, I can just watch a highlight and I can feel like tears running down my eyes for no reason, or maybe a World Cup final penalty shootout, or just a player in utter elation at scoring a goal for whatever reason. And I feel I have a connection to it. And I guess my dad's part of the culprits for this because, I mean, he's been watching it, and I feel like it's culture now, isn't it? So basically, so yeah, I've known Man City, and part of the reasons that I did get attracted to Man City was because of Aguero. At the time, he was, I think he had this iconic hairstyle, dyed white and stuff. And I didn't even have like cable TV or whatever to watch the games, but I did used to see highlights of the news and stuff. And I used to watch and I just used to love it. And do you know what I mean? So I just got attracted to Man City because of Conor Aguero. And back then it was them Sterling, pretty young. He was pretty young then. De Bruyne, Company, how the likes. But basically, um, that's how I came to Man City. So I'm actually a fan. So I'm not just saying that because I'm observing it. I watch City games. And well, I've only ever known Haaland as a goal scoring entity, a goal scoring machine, as they like to call him. But when I saw that video, I I saw him differently. I saw the energy that he carries as a person, and well, it is the sort of energy that I would be more than happy to welcome in a friend or in a mate. You know what I mean? I saw what he is as a person, and well, it just kind of changed the way I see him, even see football completely. And I might not be the only one who sees it this way. If you look at the comments under his first video, on this first video, you see people saying stuff like, but circumstanced, paraphrasing obviously, circumstanced to be a footballer, born to be a content creator and stuff like that. They could feel it. It was so natural and stuff. So because he's being so natural, so I guess it's that him being natural that's been interpreted as him being made for it. And the energy surrounding all of that just makes me feel like there is something in it. And well, in this video we are going to go not too deep, but a little bit deep into the whys, the hows, and everything in between. All right, so in order for us to understand what a revolution is in relation to Haaland starting a YouTube channel, obviously he's not the first to do it, but so obviously in order for us to understand the revolution, we have to understand the present and the past and see how what is happening in the present can transcend everything else that's happened in the past, being Erling Haaland being the revolutionary in this situation. So I've got a couple of names. I did a bit of research on the people that have come before Erling. And well, I've got a couple of names. I'm just going to read through it, and then we're going to talk about each and every one of them a little. Also, obviously, we've got Rio Ferdinand, a United legend. We've got Mikel. He's got he's got a channel now as well. It's not recent, but fairly recent. We've got Cristiano, obviously. We've got Neymar. We've got Mbappe. We've got Bellingham. We've got Aguero. We've got Vini, and we've got Hector. Well, I think he's Spanish, obviously, so I'm gonna respect the name as I speak Spanish. We've got Hector Bellerin. Yeah, we've got Bellerin and Bellerin. Okay, porque eres español, entonces. Hector Bellerin. I'm not saying it right, sorry, but don't worry, my Spanish is good. Anyways, amongst others, Hector plays for Betis, and these are a few people that I was able to find, and they all have YouTube channels. But this is why I think Haaland's is very, 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 very unique, and there's so much potential. So let's look at Rio. Obviously, Rio is a great player. I wouldn't say I've watched his games or anything, but well, let's just stick to the whys now. Let's not. You don't have to talk about them as people. We're going to talk about them as subjects here. So Rio started his YouTube channel not as a player, but now as an analyst of the game, not as a player of the game. So because of that, it's a bit different. The playing field is a bit different for him. And so obviously his channel is already crystallized, but Erling's hasn't. Mikel, the same thing as Rio. Cristiano, not quite the same, but I feel like he is at the point in his career where he is kind of, I mean, to call a spade, he's not at the peak of his career. And he's at a point where he's, okay, my telephone is not put on silent. So, espérame un momento, por favor. Ya, okay. So, Cristiano is at a point in his career where he's actually transitioning, if anything else. So in his case, it's still different. He has already crystallized, so he's still different. We've got Mbappe. Mbappe is still an active player, but the energy in his channel is different. I have already glanced through it, and it's more about advertisements. It's more, how do I say this? It's more publicity centered than Mbappe centered. Do you know what I mean? So because of that, it's just a bit different from Haaland in terms of the energy, the vibe, the potential. Okay, so we've got Aguero. Now, the truth is, Aguero is the only person that I was able to find. And curiosamente, funny enough, he's also a Man City player, so there must be something in the water. But he's the only person who I've seen to carry the same energy as Haaland. But the only difference is in his time, social media was not what it is now. Because when he was an active player, I went down to 14 years ago to that video that he had with De Gea. I can't. I'm not really familiar with the other players, sadly, but De Gea is the only one I recognize because he's a United legend as well, as in my opinion. Yeah, that video where they were talking about what they like about his page and everything, and he was still an active player when he did that. In fact, De Gea he was proper young and stuff. So he's the only person to carry the same vibe that Erling has got now in his channel while he was still an active player. So in Kun's case, special, and he's the only person that actually matches this vibe on the list. But like I said, social media was not the same way then as it is now for a million reasons, and this kind of just it's just not demeans, but it's like it reduces the potential in Kun's channel. But while he's still doing really, really, really well, but like I said, he's the only person who has actually touched the waters like Erling is at the moment. And while seeing that social media is now what it is now, and his channel didn't grow in the same era as Haaland's is going to, he will still fall under the category of Rio, Mikel, and the likes. So, but big ups to you, Con. I'm a big fan of you. Y me gusta porque hablas español también. But obviously, we've got Bellingham. Um, well, Bellingham kind of has the same thing that Mbappe's has got. It's more publicity centered and not Bellingham centered. So yeah, so kind of the same thing. We've got Vini. So it used to be more Vini centered, but at the same time, it was more publicity centered. It was publicity Vini. So a bit of publicity, a bit of Vini. So he was not in control. That's the thing. He was not in control of the channel. Like his energy, I cannot explain it, man. But if you just look at their channels, mate, and scroll, and you would understand what I'm saying, and you look at Haaland, and you really see the difference in terms of who do you see the more? Do you see the cameras more? Do you see Haaland more? That's what I mean. Do you see Haaland being obviously there's a video that he's got out that says just for the cameras, that Marmouche was saying just for the cameras and the likes. But well, even in that, he's still the focus. I cannot explain it. Maybe I just see stuff, and well, time will tell in it. And then the last one we've got Hector, uh, Bellerin. He's the only other person who I saw a lot of videos of his from 6 years ago and the likes, and man, he really, really, really comes close. I would even say he was on par with Haaland in the sense of how personal the channel was. But obviously, I don't think he's posted in 4 years, and that could be a factor as well. But if he does come back, Hector, if you're seeing this and you do come back, then I might make a video about you as well. But well, he also seemed like he had a lot of potential because he was showing a lot. But I don't know. I don't really know. In fact, Betis is a club that Anthony, the goat, has put on my maps because I'd never really looked in that direction before. Obviously, I know Isco plays for the for Betis, but you know what I mean. So basically, when I found out about Hector and I went and I searched on his YouTube profile, I really did see that potential as well. But like I said, it kind of watered down. So Haaland is basically undefeated. So now let's go to Haaland, and this is why I think he's is different. Now, if you watch his videos, he's interacting with the audience in a way that is so personal, yet so distant. How do I say this? Like, for example, when he says at the end of his videos, tell me what you want me to do next and stuff, or he says leave a like if you want, or if you like, I don't know, I don't know the verbatim, but there's a way he subtly just pulls you in in a way that I cannot put words to it. But if you watch his video, you will feel what I'm saying. Watching the time here, but so yes, we've looked at everyone that has come before Haaland, and like I said, there's something special about his journey. He is at the peak of his career, as far as I'm concerned. He is as high as a kite, and well, this is the point where a lot of things can happen. Obviously, metal has to be heated to a certain extent before you're able to bend it. Yeah, so that's the same thing. That's the same condition the Haaland is in at the moment. It's so hot, and if he takes his mallet or hammer and hits, you know, the heated metal in a certain way, he could just, he could really, 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 really just conjure a masterpiece. And we're going to look at that in the video, but this is the first part. I had to talk about the people that have come before him so you would understand why I think his is different, although there have been people that are doing it after him. Although most of them are either close to retirement or have already retired, and the other ones that are still active have a different, they still posting on YouTube like they post on Insta, so it's more publicity and less them. But with Haaland, it's completely different. He leaves Insta at Insta, and he leaves YouTube on YouTube. Like there's a clear separation between the two of them, so that makes his very, very special.
All right, so I just had to call this out. I did slip up, to be honest. So Rio Ferdinand did start his YouTube channel whilst still playing. He was actually still, I would say, fresh in terms of the number of years that he played after playing his starting his YouTube channel. So he played 6 years, or let's say 5 years more. So obviously he was still an active player when he started his YouTube channel. So I was wrong in that regard, but my analysis still remains the same. Obviously, when he started 16 years ago, um, it was him centered for a couple videos, but I think he's just got the knack for interviews and analysis, to be honest, because he started a magazine, and even in that magazine, it was more people centered. He just wanted to know what they've got going on, and and he's still that kind of guy to date. So I guess in that regard, he is still different from Erling. I saw him make videos with Drake, Nicki, not with them, but with some of them, and some of them interviews, which he did not even carry out himself. Nicki, Snoop Dogg. I saw, he covered sports of, just different areas really. So it was not Rio centered. It was more analysis and third party centered, if you know what I mean. So my analysis still stands in that regard. But I'm just putting it out there for maybe United fans that have known him for that long and are gonna say, "Oh, he did start it. You were wrong." Yes, I am. I accept that and I apologize. But in any case, it does not derail the analysis. But I just had to put it out there to do justice to Rio. But yeah.
All right, so I should be numbering this. Second thing, so when Haaland steps into the pitch normally, or before prior to this, we know him, like I said, as a goal scoring machine. A, pa- a he's a formidable. Formidable. That's the word we can use to describe him. He's a for, formidable player. He's great. He's amazing, and we have crystallized this version of him in our minds. So I know the Brits are so, oh my god, they get crazy. They get really pumped up and buzzed for football. So I mean, and there's a way they react when you do not perform as you would like them to, or perform to the expectations that you have set for yourself as a result of playing so exceptionally time and time again. So maybe if you miss a pen, for example, they're like, oh, F off, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? It's still all love, but sadly, it is what it is with the Brits. And well, when he steps into the arena, because now I'm not even calling it a pitch, because now that I'm seeing it on a more personal level now. So I just understand what's going on. And even when he does this pose, it's like he's really trying to tell us that there's a lot going on in his mind, but his mind is strong, and the greatest thing he's doing as a gladiator in the arena. You want to know, see me talk about gladiators and stuff, check the first video on my channel. But yeah, so as a YouTuber, you're a gladiator in your own mini cave, and as a footballer, you're also a gladiator. We're all gladiators in our different fields. So he comes and he says, I've got my composure. I've got my composure. That's that kind of thing. But basically, now that we're seeing him as a person, when he misses a pen, I don't feel the same way anymore. I see him as a human being now, not as a phantom or like this entity, this god, on the in the arena. And if you want to really understand the arena idea, maybe check out the movie, the series Spartacus. Um, you would really understand what I'm talking about. But yeah, I just maybe it's just a bit easier to swallow when he misses a pen. Like I don't feel the same way that I would normally feel. Like it's all right, you know. And I see him as a person now. And normally in the past, celebrities, footballers, all of them, they just, it's almost like they consciously tried to make sure there's a divide between them as celebrities and the fans or the spectators or, the viewers and the likes. It's almost like they really try to create that divide to set themselves apart. But Haaland's not doing that, and it just makes me relate to him on a personal level. It's like, how you would normally comment on the speeds videos as though he's part of the mandem, as part of your guys. It's the same way I'm seeing people commenting on the Haaland's profile as though he's like a streamer or something. So you can obviously see that there's a level of informality that comes with it. And yeah, that's the beginning of something great. But yeah, let's not dwell too much on this. Let's move to the next one. Erling Haaland could slowly build an online brand that meters real-time engagement, uh, meters real-time performance, and it's almost as though how normally if you want to go into a business and you're not sure of, the ring and the ropes and you're scared of failing and the likes, and maybe it's your last resort or anything, or it's money that you really you don't want to waste, you can't afford to waste, you would obviously opt for uh, the advice or the advice of of an expert and everything, so they can guide you. But in this case, his journey is like he's getting the training from I don't know how to say this to you, like is like he's getting real life training, but with every single video that he puts out there. And if he does this consistently with the same energy for as long as his career spans, he would have created such a strong on pitch and off pitch presence that is will really be unmatched in every way. And by the time his career starts to come to the point where the boot might, he might want to hang his boot and everything, he would he would have failed a lot, learned a lot, succeeded a lot as well. And the mixture of all of these is an experience. Is almost like someone who has been, what I mean? Like he's not going to be stepping into a world. He's going to be stepping into a world. He's going to be dwelling in a world that he fully understands now as a person now, and he could autonomize his advertising. He could. Oh, we're going to talk about that in a bit. But yeah, by the time he's done with football, playing football, but by the time his playing career is has ended, well, he would be forced to make a decision, obviously, if to continue in that direction or to do something else, obviously, based on all the data right he must have gathered along the years from doing this. But all I know is they would not he would not be short of ideas. He would not be short of a plan. Like a lot of people finish their football careers and it's like, what's next for me? Haaland is gonna know what's next for him. And he's gonna have all the options, many options to choose from. And he can take one or more than one. And this is gonna teach him a lot about planning, organizing, running a business on his own now. And you don't really get that kind of education while you're a football player. But with a channel like this where he's getting feedback from the people in real time, reading the comments as many as he can and trying to build from it and see how we react to it, that is a skill that really transcends just content creation. It's business. The same thing that Mr. Beast does. He's a businessman, but he didn't study business. He studied people, and he studied people through making content, and it transcended that, and he's the richest content creator at the same time the best content creator. So you can see what I'm trying to say here. So uh this is one of the potentials that is lurking behind what Haaland's doing, and he just seems like a bloke that knows how it works. So that would be a big advantage, and I just I cannot help but see this as well. So as Erling continues with his channel, his name would go much further compared to him not having a YouTube channel to begin with, much further. And the reason behind this is because this channel is more personal. So there's going to be a lot of collaborations with his teammates, who, for one, are from different parts of the world, from the Middle East, in Marmoush, England, obviously. I mean, he plays in the Premier League, uh, Europe, in Bernardo, in what's his name? I think Mateus Nunes is from Portugal as well. Same thing with what's his name? I forgot. I forgotten. Don't mind me. It's not I'm just gonna leave that, eh? But wait, I'm gonna look his name up. Like, he's so macho, he's built like a superhero. He's Portuguese as well. It's at the tip of my tongue. I just cannot. Okay, I'm just gonna look it up. It was effing Ruben Diaz. Oh shit, I forgot his name. But yeah, when he collaborates with these players, or Doku, or uh Turkey, or uh, Rangers, none of these players are from different parts of the world. Obviously, some of these people in their countries, obviously France is Portugal, they all watch football, but like, let's say Sweden. No, there's no Swedish player. Belgium. Belgium, yeah, they watch football as well. But basically, one or the other, the chain reaction is just gonna grow his popularity, and well, because of the fact that this particular channel is personal, it means he has the opportunity to work with other brands, more domestic brands, not just the main stuff, like main brands like Nike and Adidas. I don't know if he works. I don't know which he works with, or Balenciaga. I don't know if he works with them, or he can also work with a more domestic, more close to home brands. And we've already seen an example in the Mank dairy farmer, which he purchased. What was it? Meat and honey, I think, and stuff, and eggs, milk, raw milk, yeah, from. So that's just the tip of the iceberg, and obviously it could literally transcend that. And obviously, as he's showing us part of his personal life, then that means it will involve what he does when he wakes up, what product he uses, what toothpaste he uses. And obviously he seems like a guy who is really concerned about his personal. So that means there's going to be a lot of products and a lot of recommendations, and all of these brands can really latch onto it. And asides the more domestic brands, we can also have the people that he relates with personally in Manchester, as with the dairy farmer. And he can work closer with these things because they're part and parcel of his life in England. So that has the potential to really, he could be the only football player who successfully, tangibly gives back to the people that cheer his name, Haaland, Haaland, in the stadiums and everything. He can tangibly give back to them, because he can give them publicity the same way that they have given it to him. you know as with the dairy woman, I'm sure she doesn't look like a football fan, but there would be a lot, and he'll be really giving back to the community when if he does that. Obviously, it is his choice at the end of the day, because where he is, he worked hard to get there. I'm not saying he owes anything, but he really seems like a good lad. So, and for him to do that like freely, normally if he was to get paid for that, the dairy thing, they would have paid him thousands of pounds, So, and he did that freely, and he loved doing that. So I just reckon he's a mad person that would, as long as it's related to him, he would not mind, really. So and he's already displayed with his Joker video that he wants to be involved with the people on a more personal basis, so he can work with more with domestic brands. He would really give back to people, and he doesn't seem like a person like aside the big brand deals. He seems like a person who could just go for the normal as long as it serves, and promote it as long as it's helpful. So he could really be the only one who's like giving back. He could give back to um, the people, in a way that they can. It's not just by like when I say give back to the people. For some people, it's enough to take a photo with him, or uh, I don't know, something within those celebrity paparazzi lines. But in this way, in this now, it's more tangible. Like I've given you publicity, and you can use it to further, so it's real. Because a photo is not real. I mean, depending on who you are. I mean, I'm a football fan, but I mean, I'm not really a photo. Maybe, but yeah. Anyways, so yeah, that's one of a potential um, that Erling has got with his new YouTube channel. Once the younger generation of footballers start to make YouTube channels and sharing their personal lives and experiences and journeys and everything, once a man is able to transfer culture to the ones that are coming up, he has revolutionized the field in which he uh, dwells. So that is why I said he could really, 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 really revolutionize football, because once the Haaland culture is passed down and people start picking it up, revolution. He has revolutionized football because it's never going to be the same again, and it's going to be richer, in my opinion. But we're going to see really how it turns out. So, I mean, in that sense, he has really, really revolutionized, and well, he becomes the man. Maybe it will be so subtle, and maybe people will not even recognize that he's the one who has done this. But I guess this video is out there to be one of the many voices, maybe the only voice. I don't know. I reckon this is a unique thing. So let me see if someone makes a video about it. And be honest, if you picked it from my video or you picked it from, from your own mind. But yeah, let me just look. Yeah, so basically, so Erling, if you're watching this, you've got the world at your feet, and no pressure. Remember, no pressure. But we're all curious to see what you do next, in what direction you step, and well, we're all rooting for you as citizens, as football enthusiasts, and everything. You literally look at his comments, man. Arsenal fans, Liverpool fans, Aston Villa fans. Don't matter what club you're supporting, like they're all saying, I don't like this guy, my club's a rival, but I just like him. We just like them, bro. And I can't say we all felt that way before the YouTube channel. Obviously, we always knew that he was like good. I liked his personality. You saw the interviews, Sky Sports and the likes. But now it's like it's different. You know what I mean? Anyways, if you Haaland's tapping into another. This, listen, guys, go check out the first video I made. I put out here. I said, how usually you're known with a certain thing, and it's like when you crystallize as that thing, it's kind of hard for you to. It's not hard. It's hard in as it relates to how the people respond to it, but even how you respond to it yourself in relation to how you view the people and how what taking into account what they expect of you, and how they've known you and everything. But you know I made a video about that, and I said a lot of people would do that, and after their careers are over, they have another part of themselves that they want to express, so they finally do it, but it's almost too late, so it doesn't peak as well. But with Haaland, he's doing exactly what I'm doing. He's running a football career and a content career at the same time. So basically, if you really want to know what I'm talking about, check out the first video uh, on this channel in the gray area. this is a red area. No, this is not art. This is culture. So this is the yellow zone. Actually, this is the yellow zone, not the red zone. But well, and also Haaland's tapping into his creativity, like most people are trying to do. So I just see him as a normal person now, and I love it. And if you are curious to understand what I mean about tapping, what I mean by tapping into your creativity, because there are people who don't know what their creativity entails, you might want to check out the video in the art section, the red zone. It should already be out if you're watching this, and this is the yellow zone. So basically, if you found value, if you really trying to see what next, I'm going to talk about who I'm going to talk about next and stuff. You can give me suggestions. I'll be more than happy to analyze someone for you, the footballer, singer, whatever it is, or surprise me. It doesn't even have to. So it could be something out of the box, in the same direction, wavelength as this video. But yeah, I'm open to your own comments. This is the yellow zone, so if you like this type of content, this is a part of myself that I share, the yellow aspect of the North channel. So like, subscribe if you like. Let me take Haaland's words now, and well, share and stuff. Well, I will see you in the next video.